Hey, what's up? I'm going to be running a quick errand, and you're definitely going to want to join me for it. And talking about the Bible or whatever. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Josiah Douglas. I do biblical inspiration and motivation here on YouTube 5 days a week. That's the kind of thing you're into. You can hit subscribe, and we can do this every day together. Today, I'm running to the store real quick. Got something important to pick up, and figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. So there had been all this hubbub and all this hullabaloo and all these other made-up words about Moses and Aaron and whether or not God had actually chosen them to be the leaders of Israel. And so God basically made it super clear that he chose Moses. And but all the Israelites were still coming and saying, well, why is Aaron the high priest? Maybe somebody else should be the high priest instead of Aaron. And so what happened was they said, everybody who wants to be the high priest, one of the chiefs of each of the tribes of Israel, take your staff and we'll put it in with the Ark of the Covenant in the tabernacle. And overnight and tomorrow morning, whichever one buds and starts to grow, that's the one that God has chosen to be the high priest. So Aaron and all the other chiefs of the different tribes of Israel, they took their staffs and they put them in with the Ark of the Covenant. And then the next morning, well, okay, here, let me read it to you. I'm just kidding. You're thinking, Josiah, you can't read. You're driving a car. I read it earlier. Let's go back. You can listen to what I read earlier. Numbers 17:8 says, on the next day, Moses went into the tent of the testimony, and behold, the staff of Aaron for the house of Levi had sprouted, and it put forth buds and produced blossoms, and it bore ripe almonds. Not only would it have been miraculous if this staff that had pretty much been a dead stick for, years probably, had sprouted. It not only sprouted, it budded, it grew flowers and twigs, and then there were ripe almonds on it. Even if it had budded and started to grow almonds, the almonds wouldn't have been ripe yet, right? So this just kind of goes to show you not just that, yes, Aaron is the person that God chose. It really kind of just shows you a little bit about God's personality. You see, God doesn't just say, this is the person I chose, and here's a little tiny bud to prove it. He says, this is the person I chose, and to absolutely make sure that there's no shadow of a doubt in your mind, it's not only gonna sprout, it's not only gonna bud, it's gonna grow new branches, it's gonna grow ripe almonds overnight. Physically, not only is it impossible, he goes to a degree of extravagance. And that's kind of how God is. He doesn't just do things a little bit. He doesn't just do things to the bare minimum. He does things extravagantly. So look at the entire universe. God created the universe because he wanted to have people to spend his time with. He wanted to create Adam and Eve so that he had somebody to have a relationship with, but he didn't just create a garden of Eden for them to live in. He created a Garden of Eden that was on a giant planet that's beautiful and amazing, and that giant planet is in a solar system with 9 other planets that are amazing, and that solar system is part of a galaxy that has countless other planets and suns and all this stuff in it, which is part of a huge universe that has so many billions and trillions and countless planets and beauty in it. God isn't just about doing things to the bare minimum. God isn't just about doing things a little bit. God is a God of extravagance. And so that's how we need to be thinking about God. When we go and we ask God for something that we need, or we go and we think God is going to provide for us, don't think he's just going to do the bare minimum. Don't think that God is going to do just the little bit that you need and nothing more. God is a God of extravagance. And what that means is that God wants to pour out that extravagance on you. So if you need a car, don't just pray for, God, I need a car and I really would like it to run. Say, God, I want a brand new Toyota Sienna, the best minivan ever created. And I wanted to have this many cup holders, and I wanted to have all these things, because God is a God of extravagance, and he's there's a chance that he might do that for you. And that does come with a caveat. You know, we don't know God's plan. We don't know what God is thinking, and we can't see around corners. So sometimes you pray for extravagance and extravagance doesn't happen. Sometimes you pray for the minimum and all you get is the minimum. Sometimes you pray for the minimum and you don't even get that. Just because God can and does go extravagant doesn't always mean that he will. So don't think that I'm saying pray for more and more and more because God's going to give it to you, because that's not necessarily true. But at the same time, don't limit God to just the minimum. Don't think that God is just a God of the minimum, just a God of barely enough, because he's a God of extravagance. He's the kind of God that not only makes a staff bud, he makes it bear ripe almonds. All right, we're here. Yeah, I came to the store to get ice cream. What do you think I was gonna get? Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe and hit the bell. That way you get notifications every day when I do a video like this. Thanks guys, I'll see you tomorrow.